Can you imagine how indignant a demon would be for getting butt dialed?
Hello and welcome to The Answers to Lemon, the ookiest icebreakers from the spookiest dudes. We have a happy Halloween episode featuring your hell god of odd, Connor.
Yeah, just here out letting it loose on a Tuesday, just kind of enjoying, a more free, a more relaxed kind of setting. I didn't bother cleaning up behind me or anything. Whoops. I guess the ghosts and ghouls that just happen to be behind me, they're there all the time. What a mistake. What a blunder. Oh well.
And as always, we have our matron to weirdness, the villainous witch herself, the third fucking member of this podcast, Erin.
The person who's always down to talk about spooky things. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Yeah, I'm realizing now we could have had Erin here every single friggin' week if we had made this a consistently spook-themed podcast.
Just the helliest, Halloweeniest year-round podcast. I'm your horrible host, Evan.
May I say, excellent use of adjectives today. You dipped into that deep Halloween trick-or-treat bag of creepy thesaurus fodder, and you found some excellent stuff.
It is the spirit of the sweater that I am channeling. It has cat ghosts on it.
Oh, let me see them ghosts.
So cute.
And is there a cat wizard there in the center?
Yeah, it's cat wizard, and he's reading the Necronomicon. The Necronomicon. Fuck yeah.
Nice. I was going to go with the Necronomicon, but I think the Necronomicon is pretty solid. You don't have to stop halfway through the word to say it.
The last one that we could do is the Necronomic cat or the Necronomic kitten.
Necronomic kitten is an excellent term for the cat who reads from the Necronomicon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys got going on for spooks? I see the spooks.
Yeah, I got a tie. I'm wearing a tie. A really specific tie that never ever comes up.
That's really upsetting to look at in the lighting that you have.
Yeah, you don't even see the tie content, you just see the half a Jerry Garcia skull.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yep, I bought it like 8 years ago, and my then girlfriend said, "You're never going to use that." And I said, "Not the point. If all it ever does is hang next to my other ties, which I also never use, it'll be worth it."
And now she's been proven wrong because you used it for a podcast. Fuck you then, girlfriend.
Fuck yeah. Ex-girlfriend, now wife. Plus a variety of fun little candlelit friends.
Hell yeah.
Precisely. I think I actually might have mentioned this one specifically a while ago. This is my creepy clown friend with the detachable head.
Oh, I like that. He looks like a Tim Burton character.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah, he's
That's
just
fun.
a little bit dumpy, which is fun. And he's got just the most intense manic smile.
That's very good. Erin, I see you've got a little friend there with you.
Everyone, this is Herman. If you can't see him, he's an adorable mummy from TJ Maxx that I broke the arm off. He is a year-round staple.
Couldn't tell.
I'm like, it kind of just like suits him. I don't know. He's a year-round staple. If there's anything you need to know about me and my home decor sense, a lot of my Halloween decorations do in fact stay out year-round, and they just add to the overall vibes. So I got a lot of spook going on. Lots of candelabras, lots of little ghosts, lots of little skeletons, some bats on my wall, floating candles, kind of like that scene in Harry Potter. Lots of drippy taper candles. Just looks like a good old-fashioned witch cottage in here. Which is how it should be.
bringing the Salem indoors year-round. So what's the point of all this? Well, when you're sitting either talking to the parents of the trick-or-treaters, scarring the little kiddos themselves, or just waiting for those little ghouls and goblins to come up to your doorstep, well, you can entertain, delight, and weird out with some weird questions to engage better conversation. But before we get into any of that, we need to ask the spookiest, ookiest question of all. How you been? Erin.
Erin.
I've been good. If you haven't been able to pick up what I'm putting down, I fucking love October, and I love all things Halloween. So it's been a very fun month. Kind of cheesy, but I feel like this year my partner and I have found us getting into the rut of, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And ended up like doing nothing. So maybe like 6 weeks ago, we made like an autumn bucket list of things to do when we don't know what to do.
Nice.
And we've been making our way through that, which has been a lot of fun. We've gone to like some things that we probably never would have thought of before, or like have done cute little like themed dinners or things like at the house if we don't feel like going out. So every weekend and a couple of weekdays all month have been very fun, very spooky. So
what's it like having the HGTV romance that everyone wishes they had?
Honestly, helps when it's two girls. Not gonna lie, that does help. Makes it a lot easier.
Got no dudes fucking it up.
I'm like, why else do you think my house looks like a witch cottage 24/7? I have no one to tell me no. No one to keep me in check.
You don't need that energy in your life. You need support. You need witch enablement.
That's what I'm saying.
You got a little two girl coven over there. I love that for y'all.
And I mean, I think sometimes she's a little bit like, why are you pouring like salt in a bowl and just putting like a lemon slice on there? Like, why is there a cinnamon broom on top of our door? But she just thinks it's all cute at the end of the day. So,
right.
You know.
The witch actions.
The actual witch actions, but...
Right. The witchcraft that you practice.
Yep.
So, great time of year. Loved it.
To be fair,
10 out of 10 October.
To be fair, Connor, since last year's podcast, I have since simmer potted as recommended by my sister.
And what did you find from the experience?
I found out that you sure as shit can drink it.
What did you simmer in your pot?
Rosemary and cinnamon and rose hips and I think clove and whatever else was in that tea bag that it included like half the stuff. So I'm like, I could probably drink this.
I don't know, man. It sounds like you just made tea.
No, I put other herbs and spices. Yeah, dude. Making tea is making a cup. Having a simmer pot is leaving it on your induction stove while it like goes the really high wee noise for an hour as it just boils down. Yeah, I simmered that thing.
And then you drank the reduced simmer pot tea?
I wanted the luck in my body, not just in the vibes.
In the air.
Right. Excellent. I'm glad. I hope that did good things for you.
We'll find out. There's a whole lot of the new stuff that I was giving the juju for. Erin, help me out. What did I do it for?
Protection, banishing negative energy, and abundance coming into the new kind of part of the year.
There you go. That's what it was for.
Tight.
And at the end of the day, your home just smells really good too for like a couple hours. It really did. So.
It was really good. I guess I'll segue into me. Nothing really noteworthy other than the scariest thing that any of us will ever face is I'm just dealing with the encroaching endless march of time. Just, recognizing that my body is getting older and that, I'm not just the man I used to be and that things will begin to fail you and change, which is a way to say I bought a bar shaker bottle like 5 years ago when I thought that I was going to like be a cocktail guy, and I've been using it exclusively for Metamucil drinkable fiber.
That is a switch. That's definitely that.
You fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you, quick check, just Metamucil, or are you throwing like a couple shots of rye in there just to keep the cocktail experience alive?
No, just Metamucil because, dude, I hate Metamucil. I like the generic stuff because it's not gritty and it doesn't taste like anything. You don't notice it. And it works great. Metamucil, however, is like thick and gritty and weird and doesn't taste great and is just an uncomfortable experience. Unless you shake it like a fucking martini over a ton of ice and then fire it. Then it almost tastes like Tang.
Whoa. May I recommend that you go a little bit more old fashioned with this? We're gonna kind of split the difference between simmer pot abundance and modern Metamucil. Just throw a little snake oil salesman magic in with some triple sec, maybe a little vodka, if you really want to give it some punch. Think about it.
I'm not. The chemistry of Metamucil is fucked up, dude. I don't want to test any of it. Apparently, if you like mix it with like boiling water, it will turn to slime.
Whoa.
That's why you need to do it ice cold. And you got to shake it, not stir it. This is how old I am. This is the interesting thing of my life. I'm fixing my back. I'm fixing my body. Lord help us.
I don't know, man. I think if you throw some spirits in that cocktail shaker and you get struck by lightning, you might invent flubber.
Just instead of green, it's orange.
Yeah. Yeah, make it, you know what? In that case, forget the triple sec. It's going to have to be apple razzmatazz.
At least blue curacao.
Ooh, yeah, a little blue curacao. Hit it with just a little splat. That does sound pretty good. Maybe a little limoncello in there.
So what it sounds like is Connor's going to turn to like healthy vitamin supplementation for his body, but also taking alcohol with it.
Yeah, I mean that's not too bad. I mean, like it's what sounds more wholesome? Metamucil in a cocktail or an egg white?
No, you're making your own business. It's break even cocktails. You put in the vitamins, you put in the poison, it all evens out in the wash.
Just have a neutral day. This is not gonna help you. It's not gonna hurt you, but it is gonna taste like something.
It'll do both.
It'll hurt you
do both
and
and
help
neither
you
at the same time. All right.
Excellent.
Anyway, let's. In addition to your new business ventures, Connor, how have you been?
I'm also enjoying some spooky season. I've already made my way through a gallon of apple cider.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
Not entirely on my own, but I am always sad when like November 6th rolls around.
When you see your wife drinking any of your apples, your apple cider.
No.
Spit it out, woman.
That magic just comes right back around. That's household apple cider at that point, because I don't want to be with a woman who can't enjoy apple cider in October.
Okay. You know? Okay.
I also don't want to be with a woman who doesn't replace the apple cider that she drinks. But you can't have it all. Nobody's perfect. Like maybe you've had this experience. Maybe you both are like prolific apple cider drinkers, and you don't abandon it after Halloween.
Right.
But November 6th or so rolls around. There's just a little swell in that big plastic jug, and you know that this is alive now. Now this is not your apple cider. This belongs to the yeast.
Shall we go back to a previous podcast where we talked about Arizona wine that Erin and I would make in the school locker?
Completely accidental.
Yep.
I don't remember this at all. And when you say Arizona wine, you're talking Arizona tea?
Yeah, if you remember back in high school, I had the jug with the handle.
It was the gallon.
Little as a term of endearment, like,
It was like that was not
here's
little.
Your bambino, no matter how big he gets. Of the raspberry Arizona iced tea, and I would either leave one in the back of my car or in the locker or both and leave it there. And what I didn't realize until years later was that it went hard.
You just had a couple of loosey-goosey silly days after you had your funny tasting Arizona?
The one that the reason I found out about it was when I was talking to Erin about how it'd be good, but it would just like taste a little funny, and you feel like a little loose after it. And it's like, especially the time after I forgot it in the locker over Christmas break, and Erin's like, "Oh yeah, I was drinking that too. It was alcohol at that point." So there are times when the Chicas were just drunk at the defunct Catholic school that we went to.
Whoops.
Nice. You're lucky it didn't turn to vinegar. Can you imagine?
I probably wouldn't have noticed it. I would have just been like, man, this is weird. I got to drink this faster next time. Because I was 17 and stupid.
Yeah, so, I bet it was probably more subtle. That like right now, when I think Arizona iced tea gone off, I'm thinking like a shot of vodka in like an 8-ounce cup. It was probably just a little something.
No, it was like a twisted tea.
Oh.
Just a little bit of that bite.
They make those now. Literally, they make alcoholic Arizona iced teas. This is a product.
They're bad.
Are they?
Really?
That's sad.
Yeah, honestly, not to cast shade, I would sooner make locker hooch than buy the stuff for in earnest. I'm saving more money. I'm getting more booze, and it tastes better.
That's right, and you're bringing a little bit of nature into it.
There you go. Hey, I'm a kombucha boy. I was a kombucha boy before I even knew it.
Yeah. Those vinegary notes, they go deep.
This is just a long way around to say Greg Chica always had a bunch of apple cider in the refrigerator as long as it was purchasable, so we drank it all the time.
Nice. Yeah, I'd forget about it.
Mullet.
I hate to say it, but from time to time, I wouldn't remember the apple cider was in there. Forget to celebrate the season. But not this year. Not this year. I'm on it now.
Got it. Unlocked.
Do you like
it's taking...
Oh, I was like, do you like a spicy apple cider or like a sweet apple cider? We got the apple cider from Trader Joe's that is like very heavy on the spices. It's wonderful. Wonderful.
Oh. I do go both ways, but when you said a spicy apple cider, I was thinking like heavy ginger component. That sounded kind of nice.
That actually sounds so good. I've been saving some ginger scraps because Mar makes a lot of like homemade like cocktail coffee syrups, and I feel like ginger would be like a fabulous one for some cocktails, even with like Aperol or apple cider would be really, really good. I've also been adding ginger to a lot of my soup stocks lately, and it's been really nice.
Nice. That does sound good.
Like just like a little chicken stock with some ginger really takes it to like the next kind of level.
I love that you make soups. I don't think I've ever once made a soup.
No,
I've made French onion.
I was like, how do you not make a soup? I mean, we're just dabbling in like making our own homemade stocks, but like I love a soup over here. Super easy to hide veggies, Just blend some veggies into the broth. I like stir fry as like a good fridge clean out meal where like you're like, oh shit, I got a lot of stuff that's going bad. What do I need to do with this real fast? Really good stir fry. Anyway, sorry.
Aside from no, we're not moving on yet. We're talking about soup. we're getting into this because I've tried to make stock a few different times.
World's most engaging podcast. Soup.
I've tried. This
is how easy conversation is too, listeners. It can be about fucking anything. Listen to these two knuckleheads going on about soup.
Soup. With nary a Seinfeld reference in sight. I have tried to make stock before. I've made soup. Soup is doable, but that usually comes with store-bought stock. I have never been able to get a flavorful stock together. I'm always disappointed, and I think that the answer might just be a shit ton of salt that I've not been willing to part with. Erin, do you have any guidance for me aside from ginger nubbins?
This is oddly specific, and I literally don't even know if they have them in the Pacific Northwest. Do you have a market basket?
I don't.
Like the grocery store.
I believe so. I don't think they would.
I don't think so.
Okay.
What are you recommending?
We use, first and foremost, the Market Basket rotisserie chicken is the pinnacle of grocery store rotisserie chickens. There is not a bite that isn't like flavored to perfection. And every time we've made a stock, it's been with that carcass. So I honestly think. Oh, and then one other time we made a stock with actually a roast chicken I made like on the autumn equinox. And I think just like the more heavily you season the bird that you're using, I think that's really where it comes in. More so
You,
than like putting like bay leaves or like rosemary sprigs in there. I honestly feel like it was from the actual like carcass.
you say that, but it might have just been the equinox that made its way into the stock.
It honestly might have just been the vibes, might have just been the energy, but no.
All right, Connor.
If you have a market basket, I would say get good rotisserie chicken, and then I think that's what really makes the difference. Honestly, is like that base seasoning and the actual like bones.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a recommendation right out of my bottom based on no experience, but years and years of Polish tradition. George Washington seasoning. Next time you're around, I'll give you a packet of George Washington seasoning. Throw that stuff in there. I'm sure it's going to make a big difference.
Okay. I will take both of these recommendations, and
remember,
I will absolutely take some seasoning from you. That's
George Washington seasoning is what got your wife to eat cabbage.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Okay. Then I'm doubly going to take that recommendation.
Wait,
And
did you put it like kapusta or something? What'd you put it in?
I made cabbage pierogi.
Oh, and you see, I got the Vegeta.
Well, I was in Seattle. Uncle Joe. It's spelled Vegeta. I think Dad says it's Vegeta, but I will always call it the Prince of All Saiyans, Vegeta.
I'm like, maybe it's like Vegeta. That sounds like kind of more Slavic or something. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is we didn't have that, but Uncle Joe sent me across the country with 4 boxes of George Washington seasoning. He sent me with 6, but Erin took 2.
And they have been used with love and no longer in my apartment. So I gotta stock up.
Oh boy. Well, that's enough about this. Let's get into the meat, not the stock of this podcast. What you're actually here for. The delicious bite of spooky. And speaking of bites, needles in the candy is so 2009, guys. What is the new wave of moral Halloween panic?
It's got to be banned books, right? Like Judy Blume snippets, like a chapter of, the, gosh, what was that? It was not an otter who loved another otter. Was it an otter? I don't remember. Colbert threw it out there.
Dog, I'm illiterate.
Yeah, one of them's. That just like children's literature that happens to contain a gay couple. One of those kinds of things.
The little girl on All Hallows Eve, home from her hall, peels open the Snickers packet, only to find that the inside of the wrapper is but the forbidden texts. Hey, yeah. Love other people. Don't hate people for no fucking reason.
And also
don't
read
be
the books. Dick. Read the books that you want to ban, because you don't even know what you're recommending. You're just hassling librarians when you just send in long lists of books that you want to ban. Just do your research by reading the book at the very least. And then if you are still a bigot, well, I can't help you, but at least you've put the time in. But maybe if they read the banned book and they realize that those gay otters have an adorable and lovely relationship, maybe it will touch something inside of their hollow hearts and fill it with love and compassion and decency through the magic of the written word.
I'm just thinking of the shitty parents who the shitty parents who are like looking over their child's shoulder as they open a pack of candy cigarettes only to pull out a miniature edition of Fido Does Drag or whatever. And they're oh no, I wish it were real cigarettes.
Yeah, like you got to check the jokes on the Laffy Taffy to make sure that they're not there to make fun of conservative values or something.
No, they're just like appropriate interpretations of the Bible that are like, hey, this is what it's actually saying. Don't be a jerk.
Yeah, just lots of emphasis on the decency in the Bible. Hate that. It's all Leviticus. That's what they want. They want you to bite inside of the apple and find misinterpretations of Leviticus inside that you just pull right out from the core.
It's like, reminder, kids, Jesus whipped merchants and destroyed tables in a temple.
And it's like, well, everybody's got an off day from time to time. Jesus teaches us that it's okay to freak out when you're the Son of God, specifically.
It was entirely justified. They were using a house of worship as a house of commerce. Just saying.
Do with that what you will. Visit your your local mega church and see if you feel like, hey, this place might need some whipping and driving out.
All right,
Don't
Erin.
do that. Don't actually do that. Violence is not good. You're not Jesus. You can't make these calls.
You are fallible. You can make incorrect decisions. All right, Erin. What are the moms at your homeowners association getting all in a twist about?
Mushroom chocolates.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That's we got to vote for psilocybin in Oregon a little while ago. Now it's going to be all over the place.
I think we're voting for that in
We're voting for that
Massachusetts
now. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Maybe that's why mushrooms are on the brain, but this is also coming from someone who, over the summer, almost accidentally ate mushroom chocolate due to my dear friend Ben.
It would be him.
We were on a boozy boat cruise for my best friend Lauren's birthday. And for the people who don't know, Ben is another one of my best friends. I've known him since high school. And he whipped out just a chocolate bar. And I was like, weird, okay, but sly. I was like, I get it. Maybe he just needs a little pick me up. And he's like, oh, you
B-man, hit me with that Hershey's.
and he was like, oh, do you want a bite? And I was like, sure. I go to grab it and I see warnings on the chocolate bar. And I was like, and I saw drug content. And I was like, Ben, what the and he was like, oh, it's just shroom chocolate. And I was like, one, didn't know you could just buy that nowadays, but I guess you can if it's under a certain amount.
Okay.
And I was like, you almost just let me take shrooms without actually knowing. I was like, that's bad.
Yeah.
You should warn people.
That's two crimes at once. He illicit substances is one crime to start with. He threw in a second crime by just handing it out to you.
I was like, this is why we read, folks. This is why we don't take candy from strangers and or friends of 14 years. Always check labels. But that being said, it's not illegal because he's not selling it. It is a gift. Well, next time just let a girl know. But it's a real fear that I feel some suburban moms could freak out about now that there's mushroom chocolate on the market. Yeah, and
for sure.
I don't know if you as a little kid, I was just tearing into that shit. I wasn't thinking twice about what I ate after a good trick or treat. I could have been zooted and no one would have known. I could have been having the time of my life. I mean, I was, but in a drug way. No, that's totally, and I think that also ties in with cannabis candies too. But no, because I'm thinking about the time that Leah's friend Marissa, she got a chocolate bar and she housed half of it, and then later saw that it was cannabis chocolate. Oh. She was gone. Fun fact, that was the same night that I was gone for the same reason.
Because
similar reason.
You ate the candy bar?
I did the math. I figured out with a different joint to find out how much of a joint I need to smoke to get correctly high. But the first joint was a fucking dud. So when I smoked half of the second joint, oh no, man. Oh, I was in the time loop.
Oh, I remember hearing about that. That's no good. That's no good.
I still think about it. I'll have to tell the story. I'll have to tell the story one of these days, but that is not today. Yeah, that is not today.
Yeah, so let that be a warning to you kids. Look out for Weedy Wonka products out there.
Very good. Weedy Wonka's very good.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah.
Gotta build you up sometimes. Fuck.
Erin, I'm so glad that you checked the warning label on the chocolate. I would have just been like, oh man, they don't let pregnant women eat anything anymore. You can't even have chocolate? That's not good.
This gives you cancer in the state of California.
Yeah, what doesn't?
Well, honestly, the only reason I checked it was because it was like a fun pattern on the wrapper. So I was just trying to see like if there was like a flavor or something, because it wasn't like a Hershey's bar or like a Tony's from like Ben and Jerry's or whatever. Like that was like easily recognizable. It was all like loopy and swirly, and I was like, oh cool, like what is this? Is there like some fun like hazelnut cream or something in there? So judge a book by its cover in a way. Look at pretty swirly things that grab your attention and just like read some fine print every now and then.
That's right.
Cool.
Go into your confections well informed. All right, Evan. What are you thinking? What's stirring up the homeowners association this year?
Satanic Panic 2.0, but it's real this time. Actual demons.
Ooh.
Like someone fucked up, opened a portal to hell, and oh no, look at that. Beelzebub's here to play.
I love that. That's an excellent horror movie. Maybe not like a super serious, like bone-chilling, real awful horror kind of thing. Sounds fun, but still scary.
B movie camp schlock. It's just like I'm loving the scene where, you know, the kid comes up in the demon outfit and it's like trick or treat, and the guy's like, I got nothing for you shit kids. All right, trick then, and then the kid rips off his own face and like throws it at the man.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, so like the house on the corner of Maple and Pine is kids who go there are never the same ever again because it's an actual demon.
Literally,
sometimes it eats the kids, sometimes it changes them. Like there's possessions and weirdness. Satanic Panic, but real.
Who opened the portal? How did they open the portal? I want to know what.
It's gotta be some local D&D players.
Yeah, so it's
like,
gonna be
what fun thing went awry.
Somebody read Harry Potter a little too hard.
No, it's good. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a group. It's gonna be a group of a diverse grouping of about 6 teenage high school people. And they're going to come from all different walks and backgrounds, of course, whether that's race, sexuality, belief, what have you.
Yep, everybody gets one.
And then they're not gonna believe in the thing, and the one guy's gonna be like, "Oh, come on, what are you scared?" And then they're gonna vote blue a little bit too hard.
All right, now hang on. So there are 2 roads in this haunted wood. You can choose either path A, the cautionary tale of, oh no, demons, what a problem, and now everybody's got to die. Or you can go the anti-hero route. The true villains of the piece are still the people spreading satanic panic all over the place and being overly concerned about like reading the Bible backwards or upside down or whatever the hell they're worried about. And they all get ripped to pieces slowly, one by one. All of their like religious paraphernalia smashed and useless by the end of the movie.
I think it's fun where we're going with this, but I don't really have that high of a moral ground on this. I'm not trying to virtue signal or nothing. I just thought it'd be funny to have real fucking demons.
I mean, like, we talked about this before. I don't mess with the Ouija boards, right? Like, I'm not summoning demons into my life.
Don't touch that shit.
But if other people want to go for it, I think they should be free to make their own terrible choices.
Only if they're like within a 100-mile outside radius of me are they allowed to do that. I'm like, demons can travel. Supernatural's taught me anything. Those bitches can travel fast. I need any Ouija board activity very far from me.
Yeah, but you get your cinnamon broomstick. Like, I don't know if that's
the souls
ironclad.
all over the place. Well, iron can iron fuck demons, or is that just
I think
ghosts?
that might be a fairy thing, actually.
Still an important thing to have in your
dude.
house for protection.
Mhm.
Iron.
I don't know, man. I got a bunch of rosaries. I think I'm okay. Just lasso.
Yeah,
Do they
I
need to
don't,
be blessed? Do they need to be blessed to be effective against a demon, or is a rosary just like? Because like if you get it off Amazon and it hasn't like stepped foot in a church or been touched by a priest, does it still have magical Catholic lasso powers?
I believe with faith anything is possible, Erin.
yeah, I think it does come down a lot to the faith. Like if you pray with your dollar store rosary beads a few times, that's got to be better than like
It still charges it.
computer rosary beads, right? Yeah.
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 But I do want to warn you guys that the demons are listening because I did roll for the next question, and it is your Ouija board session went awry. Who were you calling? Who answered?
Okay, first off, this is a ridiculous premise because I would not wait, hang on.
Hey,
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
Connor.
Sorry.
Connor. This is a welcoming, fun, open podcast. Let's
right.
not poo-poo. Let's just have a good fucking time. Because remember,
Right.
all answers are valid. No qualifying questions.
Okay. No, you're right. I'm sorry. I got a little spooked there. But
Yes, of
I've
course,
regained
none of
my
us
head.
in the real world would ever touch a demonic portal board.
Right.
But in our fun little conversation, who are you calling? Who answered?
Okay. So I'm gonna play in the space that you have established the question.
Here's your sandbox, baby boy. Go build us a castle.
Okay. I am obviously desperate to get in touch with a spirit. Something has gone terribly awry, and I have no other recourse than to start fucking around with a Ouija board. And obviously that's going to bite me in the butt, right? Like I don't get to just start asking demons to hold my hand and spell things and not get possessed or something. So my intentions are good. I am Gandalf and I have been given the One Ring, but through me it will wield a terrible power.
Okay.
I think I think my wonderful dear sweet wife is dead.
Oh no.
That would drive me towards the Ouija board. And it's for the best because what happens from here on out she doesn't want to be around for. Man, I feel like it's got to be Andrew Jackson. I don't know. It's a call that I just can't hang up on, and he's there all the time. And like, he's a founder of populism in the United States. He's persuasive. He could talk me into a bunch of stuff. I'm sure, none of it good.
I just love that it's apparently recurring villain of the podcast, former president Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, no, I think I run for office. That's
Oh,
the rest
no.
of my life is Andrew Jackson. I'm just a puppet for Andrew Jackson's power in the world. He's been waiting for somebody to try to get in touch with a loved one, and no one on Earth has been stupid enough to do it except for me.
Just needs to finish what he started.
I think maybe it's because I go into it knowing that I'm invoking demons and believing that demons are my only help here. And like everybody else on the Ouija board is just like her, what a fun party trick. Let's get a little spooky in a basement. But I can't help but be like, all right, demons, if this is what it takes, I'll put my quarter-sized soul in the slot and see what comes out.
I'm really grateful that I now have the information that if I ever see Connor start a political career, I need to get a young priest and an old priest real fucking quick.
Fuck yeah, dude. Absolutely you do. I feel like in this hypothetical scenario, you need a right-leaning priest and a left-leaning priest.
Yeah. I'm sitting here with like, what is your problem, my son? Father, I need an exorcist, but not of a demon, but of a demonic person. Like, as close to an actual real-life fucking demon that a flesh and blood man could become.
Yep.
Jackson's back, I see. I'll go call Father O'Reilly.
Not another Jackson. Oh, I miss the days. I miss the days when it was just demons possessing people. Fucking Andrew Jackson. A true nightmare. He chooses evil every day of his afterlife. Demons, it's just who they are. You know, like, you can't blame the lion for jumping on a gazelle. Andrew Jackson goes into it willingly.
Cool. I love that. Oh man, I can't top that. I can't. It's great. I love it. It's perfect. We're gonna go into mine. We're doing the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror with the week answer now. So several years ago at a job, one of my coworkers looked at me and said, "Evan, your guardian angel is Stolas, the Prince of Hell."
Oh.
So, you look perplexed, Erin. If you've ever seen, I do have a back patch of Stolas that Lee and I just didn't keep framed, but we put it on top of a picture frame, so it looked like it was framed. I don't know where it is currently, but if you ever look him up, he is the Prince of Hell. That is a owl with really long fucking legs and a crown.
I feel like I remember this guy.
Yeah. It's because it's been years that we've been talking about him, because apparently it's my dude. He helps you like figure out herbs and stuff.
Wait, that's kind of dope.
He's a guardian angel demon?
He's a Prince of Hell. He's a real bad motherfucker.
How can he be bad?
Are you sure? That just looks like an owl with a crown. Is that who we're talking about?
That is who we are talking about. And I assume this is who I am trying to contact, because I have been told from, I assume, a reputable source. Katie, I'm looking at you, girl, that apparently, as fucking Catholic and believing as I am, apparently I am saddled with a demon watching over me. So I have to assume this would be the only reason that I'm grabbing a Ouija board to be like, hey, apparently I need to call you there, guy.
Hey,
can you help me out?
I've got some important feedback about the guardianing that you've been doing lately. And I just think maybe, let's have a chat, figure out exactly where we're going, make sure this partnership works for both of us in the future.
So that is what I was going for. And
I don't blame you. He's a very disarming owl demon. I have to, they warned me the devil would be handsome, but this is they didn't say adorable.
Right? So I'm having to assume that, like, who answered? Fucking anybody else. I'm sure there are so many demons just chomping at the bit to be like, hey, I want to fuck with a random dude. But in hopes of an actual engaging answer, I have to assume that whatever is a step above Prince, I don't know if it's the Queen of Hell, the Duchess, maybe the big L himself is picking up the line, is like, man, you caught me at a bad time, motherfucker. But
I would like to volunteer an alternative.
Oh, by all means. Please don't say Andrew Jackson.
If I may. No, Andrew Jackson is busy.
he's running for his second term already.
Yep.
That's what got me into this position to start. I need to kill my friend.
Stolas, help me. I need something powerful enough to contend with Andrew Jackson, the successful modern politician. I think who you actually get on the line is the guardian angel you were supposed to have that Stolas shoved in a bag on your birth. And whoever they are pissed that they have been out of a job this whole time.
It's like I start talking to them. It's like, and you had the fucking audacity to be born 3 fucking months early. I was set and ready for you, and this cat sniped you from under me. Why did you get out of your mother that fast? I was a baby. What do you want? Why did you make these decisions? I thought God had the divine plan, dude. Everything is right in his world. Like, this was just how it was supposed to be. Just having moral arguments with an angel.
Yeah, that's where it starts. And You know how if a cop wants to pull you over, they just need to follow you for like 5 minutes, and they can find something that you did wrong if it's like a slightly too wide turn, or like they do a deep inventory on your make and model to find out where the lights are supposed to be.
Yep.
It's like that, but your guardian angel is looking for minor sins to punish you for constantly.
I'll just point out, it's like, bitch, look at all the fucking times that I've been praying and shit.
Not good enough. Not good enough.
I mean, I did just call an angel a bitch to his face.
Hey.
Depends on how many. What are the ones
you.
that talk to people? Is that the thrones?
The what's? The what's that talk to people?
Okay, so in some I took a course on angels and demons, and apparently like the tiers of angels can only speak to the ones above and below it. So like God will, like, if God is speaking to you, he'll actually speak to like Metatron, and then to like Seraphim, and then down the road. What
like
tier
telephone
angel talks to people?
Yeah, I knew about cherubs, knew about seraphim. That's it. I'm excited to learn more about angels.
Well, I'd have to recommend. All right. So according to Wikipedia, the quick breakdown is seraphim, cherubim, ophanium, which are the thrones, dominion, virtue, power, principality, archangel, and angels. So I guess just regular old angels are the ones talking to us.
Archangels are just one step above bottom tier?
Apparently, according to Wikipedia, dude, I was in college a decade ago. I don't remember shit.
I reject this. I reject Wikipedia's authority here.
I'm gonna look into this later because I find this stuff interesting, and I want to know who and what I'm talking to, because we both have a whole lot of grievances with each other.
Yeah, dude.
And hopefully we can make it out of this Ouija board hell together.
Yeah, Christian mythology is friggin' fascinating.
It really is.
Share your research, please.
It's so weird. But anyway, more important things are happening right now. Erin, who are you talking to? Who are you actually talking to, though?
And who picks up?
I'm so distracted by angel lore now. So,
it's interesting.
As we all mentioned, it's honestly, even like your little demon guy, I'm like, he taught astrology and herbs. I'm going to be Googling him for like an hour and a half after we get off this podcast.
Out of
like
all the princes of hell, I'm grateful for Stolas. He seems like the okayest of demonic entities.
But that's just the strategy, right? That's got to be the strat.
That's marketing.
I know.
I'm like, oh, this is so off topic, and I know you guys like aren't super on TikTok, but as fellow like Catholics who can like probably appreciate this, I've been getting this TikTok account that's AI Bible, and it's using AI to create like biblically accurate photos and videos of like the gates of heaven and like angels. Stunning. Instead of like just like a man with wings, it shows like beams of like actually like how they're described in the Bible. It's sick. It's dope. And like I keep showing them to Mar, and she's like, I'm Jewish. She's like, I don't she's like, I don't know what you want from me here. But it's actually dope.
Obviously you need to sick that AI on the Torah also. You know?
I'm like, I mean, especially if we're talking like Old Testament, that's just gonna be scary.
Yeah, right? I do want to see what a robot thinks of it was like a flaming tornado that got called down by Moses, right? And like smote the hell out of the Egyptian soldiers who were following them.
I just want to see what Lot's wife as a pillar of salt looks like. Is it in the shape of a woman? Is it a column? Like, what's going on here?
See, this I find to be an acceptable use of AI, because I think that it has a value to like using the objective or like non-interpretation, or like it doesn't, going through the Bible doesn't have any of the connotations for AI that it does for a human artist. And I think it's I think more an interesting study on AI itself, which is I think the more interesting and useful and acceptable uses of AI.
Yeah,
is not like,
just theft.
Yeah, it's not just I need art. It's I want to learn more about how AI responds to this prompt.
Well,
But what I
also think
want to
it's
learn
interesting.
about
Oh, sorry.
is
Ask-
who are you calling and who picks up?
So, let's start this whole thing. I would never, ever, ever pick up a Ouija board to purposely call someone. Even if I lost the love of my life, I still wouldn't fuck with that shit.
Oh, okay.
How-
I guess you're just better than me. That's all right. Fine.
I'm more scared than you, Connor, I think. I am more fearful.
Connor,
However-
Mars Jewish. There's no chance.
Oh, there's no afterlife. And yeah. Anyway, anywho. Even though I wouldn't call a Ouija board, I do love quoting things. And I do love taking trips to places that, exist out in things that I enjoy.
Where is this going?
I have no idea. I thought I knew where you were going with this, and I was wrong.
We're about to get the fucking I'm a witch twist of like, I've been to hell, guys.
No. So I think that I, for funsies, would travel to somewhere like Goatman's Bridge in Texas because it was on an episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved and it looked kind of dope. And I would stand there with someone like Evan, who's like seen the episode before, quoting shit that they said, and accidentally somehow tap into like their Ouija board session that they held on the bridge. And I would accidentally call Goatman. And I think he would answer, and I think that's when it would all go awry. I think the actual demon I accidentally summoned would in fact come and just like fuck my shit up. So
Can you imagine how indignant a demon would be for getting butt dialed, essentially, by your television show reenactment?
And
Right.
that's my luck. That's what would happen. Completely innocently. And it would just be so insulting to him.
Does oops, wrong number count for demonic possession?
I mean, I think that's the only way it would happen. And I have shit luck when it comes to these things. So I really think that's how it would go. I would like
Don't
tap
worry.
on the bridge 3 times and he would tap back and I'd be like, burn the whole thing down. I'm out.
Erin, you're safe. You're safe. Your carrier is Verizon. You don't have good service anyway. Oh my
See,
gosh.
What I thought you were going to say was that somebody with like sleepover prank style, instead of dipping your hand into warm water to make you pee yourself at night, would just drop your hand onto a Ouija board and let the
That's
demons
pretty
take
good.
over.
That's pretty good. That could be a little B-rate horror movie too, actually.
I would be utterly pissed if I woke up and my hand was on a Ouija board.
Oh yeah.
I would be so upset.
Yeah.
Not an acceptable prank.
There's just some things you don't mess with. But I think Erin really gets to the heart of the matter of what's the worst thing that can answer the thing that you're fucking calling. Hey, a demon's here. Oh man, that's really good.
Well, we move on to the next question. I'm going to try not to find any significance in the fact that one of my candles has gone out over the course of this conversation.
Well, here's the trouble, Connor. Apparently, our Ouija board session did go too awry because you're now a ghost. How do you make yourself known to humans? Dude, it's just gonna be fucking like Eurobeat or Midwest emo or just pop punk just blaring out of their speakers at like the last time that they would expect it, because a ghost has got to dance, baby. Because all these ghosts are like, ooh, I'm chained. It's like, man, I got party time. It's time for me to shake my boo thing.
That would definitely work for me because I would not be able to explain it any other way. You know, like that CD did not just wind up inside of my system. There's no coincidence. I'm instantly thinking supernatural event. I'm calling Leah. I'm checking to make sure that you're still alive.
It is the year 3022, and ska starts playing on a transceiver.
See, now that I'll tell you, that is a little bit harder to chalk up to Evan interference. I've gotten pretty lucky around here. Pacific Northwest, somebody with the aux at a bunch of different bars has thrown a ska song on or two.
That's fair, but I'm just like general society, Connor.
Oh yeah.
People that actually exist, not us that pretend to.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's wasted. I think it's all the TV and static is wasted. It's like, no, like if you're gonna do something, do it to the best of your ability. Do it right. Like, I don't want to, like, I know I'm not going to be getting help. I'm not going to be yelling for help. I don't want to throw things across the room. I'm not all that destructive. Like, I'm going to get the frequency right, and I'm going to play my tunes.
I like it. It's just like a little, hey, I'm just here and I want to enjoy myself. I'm not particularly concerned about what music you all want to listen to right now, but I've summoned all my ghostly powers. It's time for a little Midwest emo.
So now this one's for Erin. What was that Ghost Hunters show that we watched on the Travel Channel with Zach Bagans?
Ghost Adventures?
Was that it? I'm just now thinking of those three meatheads starting a skank circle to Streetlight Manifesto while they're trying to contact me in my fucking broken down home. Do you know who I'm talking about, Connor?
I do not.
Oh, dude, these it was like peak early aughts. There were these like metalhead dudes. The main guy, he had a faux hawk. He was all roided out, and he wore those like fucking tap out shirts. And I'm just imagining this big beefy bozo just fucking skanking.
That sounds like a good time. What a tableau.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Erin, you look like you want to share stuff with the class.
Oh, sorry. I'm literally just looking at pictures of the guys from Ghost Adventures.
Well, now that you know who you're contacting, Erin, how are you going to get their attention?
So I'm going to keep it classic ghost, Casper friendly ghost vibes. And I think once dusk hits, I'm going to very nicely just like light some candles for my humans that are in the house, just to kind of like welcome the night, light the way, show I'm not a spirit to fear, but like also make sure that like I practice fire safety and like I'm a responsible ghost, so like the candles are like where they should be and like nothing accidentally gets burned down. I'm not trying to be that like benevolent of a spirit.
Draw a bath.
Just really cozy them in. Just make them a little invisible hug. But yeah, I think I would light candles, and that's how I would share my presence.
Okay, I like that, and I'm going to have to shift my answer a little bit. I was also going to go with a very candle-centric ghost approach.
It feels right. Something about ghosts and candles, you know? I also really want to get one of those like candlesticks that you can like hold, like Ebenezer Scrooge has. Like, I really want to get one of those so I can just like, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I love that this still fits in with the lore of ghosts of like, you are shackled to the mortal coil for the unfinished deeds that you've done in your life. Erin hasn't decorated enough for Halloween yet. She needs to take care of more people.
You know, host mode always, even when I am long dead and just in the house. I'm still like here, let me make them come.
They start to notice like Erin's a ghost because she starts Marie Kondoing people's stuff. And it's like, hey, hon, do you remember? Have you seen my shorts? The ones I've been telling you to get rid of? Yeah. I put them in your drawer.
Their bathroom has just like never been cleaner than when like I started like haunting their house. And I'm just like, what else am I gonna do?
There's no ick left, right? When you're a ghost, you don't need to worry about like, oh no, contamination. It's fine.
You're already dead. What is it going to do?
You're past the point. That's right. You're already wet. Go out in the rain. I like that you're like a house spirit, like just a friendly home helper. And I hope that your residents start leaving you offerings, like little things to get you through the day, and you have a nice little symbiotic relationship.
I think that's all I would want as a ghost. Mutual understanding, mutual respect.
Yeah.
Just like I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing. Let's like do it together in like a happy, healthy way. Anyway.
That's fucking adorable. It's like almost sickeningly sweet. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, Erin,
all right, Connor.
Can you die in my house, please? I think if you just want to come visit and have a severe heart attack, that'd be sad, and also kind of nice.
Connor. So I've got the tunes. Erin's decorated the house. What are you doing to add to this apparently afterlife party that we're creating?
Okay, so I was going to start with some mild, like, pesky, low-level poltergeist kind of activity.
Okay.
And I was going to, taking inspiration from the candle that just went out, I was going to ruin all electric candles in the house, and to the point of literally setting them on fire, because I find electric candles irritating.
Are light bulbs electric candles?
No, unless they're in the shape of a light bulb thing on top of, or like inside of a pumpkin. Like there are a lot of jack-o'-lantern electrical things to it. Like that would count.
The little ones that wiggle?
Yes, especially those. Yeah. But I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna go in Erin's direction in terms of being the friendly ghost kind of thing, and I'm going to adopt a neighborhood kid who's really bad at magic tricks until I start helping out.
Why are all of your shows in the graveyard? It's for the ambiance.
Yeah. Like win friends and influence people through supernatural interference. I just want to build this kid up and, just help them feel a little more confident in themselves and get around the neighborhood. That rabbit, man, that's just a regular friggin' hat. You're supposed to get a different hat. You can't just pull, you need a special hat and you need a trained rabbit. But not anymore. Not anymore. I'm here to help out. That's a wild rabbit, and it's going to be very well behaved because I'm possessing it.
Can you please chomp on a carrot and say, "What's up, Doc"?
I will absolutely do that. 100%.
Thank you. That's really good. I like how many actual magicians you are going to drive to madness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. In the fiction of this story, this kid has a cool uncle who is a magician who has inspired this kid, but won't teach him anything because he's a shitheel.
Okay.
And so this kid will slowly supplant Uncle the Magician as the local legend, and it'll drive Uncle the Magician absolutely, like you say, mad, because he'll try to figure out the tricks, and the kid will just be like, "A magician never tells his secrets," and Uncle's like, "You're
gonna drive a man to kill himself, Connor."
I'm getting kind of a children's lit kind of message from this story.
Okay.
And just to make it pop up in the candy, somebody's gay and having a fulfilling relationship on the side. This kid has two moms, and shitheel Uncle the Magician is just related to one of them. And so shitheel Uncle the Magician, he'll learn a valuable lesson and he'll be a nicer guy at the end of it. He won't off himself.
Cool. I love it.
Because also, I don't need any competition in the neighborhood. All right, I don't need him moving in on my territory. I've got a good thing going with these kids.
Oh, it's been you this whole time, motherfucker. Now you've got to throw ghost hands.
Can you imagine how embarrassing that would be? Of like, oh, Yeah, I've kind of been ruining everything. Ooh.
So I've got good news for us guys. Apparently, we were fine in the Ouija board conversation.
Why?
Because what actually did us in is if we were in a classic slasher flick, how far do you make it before the killer gets you? I
don't have the personal confidence to think that I would be anything other than a side character who says goodbye to the people who are going to the haunted cabin in the woods. Like, I'm just the roommate who's like, watch your cats. See you on Monday. But that I think I'm rejecting the premise of the question. If I'm in it, right? Like, we're in it. We're in the slasher flick. We're not just tangential characters. I either make it really far or nowhere at all.
Which is it?
Well, so here's the thing. I'm always waiting for something supernatural to happen in my life, and I'm very open to, like, suddenly I have superpowers. I'm not gonna make a big deal. Like, I'll accept that. Very open to that possibility. But I was watching Santa Clarita Diet today, which is a great TV show with zombies in it. Very slice of life zombie, if you can believe it.
Never would have guessed that. I thought it was a food channel.
The diet part, right? Like, Yep. So I was talking with my wife about it and realized I would either take her to medical assistance too readily and too effectively and get her picked up by the government because somebody checks her pulse and there isn't one.
Yep.
Or I realize that she's a zombie and have no problems dealing with that new fact of reality.
Okay.
So I would, like, all of my supernatural survival instincts would kick in, but only if I realize it. And I think that's probably not going to happen. I think I'm never going to shine in this film. I'm going to be the skeptic who gets offed really soon. The, like, open the closet. See, there was nothing to be concerned about. The whole...
Yep. That's good. Yep. That's really fair. That's really fair.
And I will be very embarrassed. I will strum my heavenly little harp and hang my head in shame as I drift off into the afterlife.
Where you go find a child to go turn into a magician.
I gotta make up for it somehow. I can't face my maker after getting offed in a slasher flick.
Oh shit, man. Magic's real. I gotta go show everyone else by faking it.
That's right.
Yep. Okay. That's really reasonable. I'm definitely in a similar boat, but I think I'm a step even further before you, whereas I'm the incidental guy who gets got. Because the way that I live my life, I don't put myself in a lot of those situations. I barely leave the house. I don't interact with humans all that much. So I think it's going to be one of the late nights that I'm doing one of the walks around the block to get my back fixed. And I've got my headphones in, and then I don't see the creepy shadow behind me that gets me in the neck, and then you see the figure looming over my body, and then the camera pans up and it says the knifening.
All right, yeah, the everyday average Joe minding his own business who just needs to be taken out dramatically to let you know that there's a threat. This is even before you know, like, what the threat is. You're just exposition.
Yep, it is just bad shit's about to happen. Follow the people who actually matter now.
Well, let's throw it to Erin, the final girl, Chica.
Yeah.
I so desperately wish I had final girl energy, and I so do not. I do think I would make it farther than both of you. I do.
I'm
Okay.
very happy and proud.
I've at least made it to the title screen.
Evan was just he was before even the name of the movie. He just
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He's just setting up some plot for the background context.
Yeah, Evan's blood is what drips down the street and forms the knifening in creepy font.
Yep, it is very, very much like, you're sitting in the theater like, who's this guy? Guess we didn't need a care.
But you still get top billing in order of appearance.
Right?
So there's that. But Erin, you're making it somewhere. You're not dropping out in the first lap.
No, I genuinely think I would be fourth killed. Like
Okay.
1 or 2 before Final Girl, where you kind of think I might make it. You're not exactly sure which one of us it's going to be, but I think I get taken out like 75% of the way through the movie.
Oh, that's a spirit breaker.
It is.
Oh, okay, and that's also a position that matters. Did you go on? You got more logic. I don't want to sow seeds.
I trust myself, and I do think I am really good under pressure, and I think I'm also really good when people I like and or care about are in like a precarious situation. More like that is more motivating to me than like if it was just me. So I think if I start out with a group of like 5-6 other people, I'm a Virgo rising. I'm trying to organize the troops. I'm trying to get us through. I'm trying to figure out a game plan. But I am also just a girl, just a silly little 28-year-old who would honestly accidentally step on like a bear trap or would like, I don't know, hide somewhere that I thought was like a really great spot, and then all of a sudden the killer just like stabs me like through a wall, and I'm just like, done. But I think I have enough gusto to like make it through the first couple like trials and tribulations. Yeah. But I think eventually I wouldn't have what it takes to make it all the way to the end. Okay. I think my survival instinct would almost like die after like some of the group died out.
So the sense that I'm getting with this is it's like the point of the movie where everybody like gets split up for some reason or another, and the whatever you've been holding on to of like, oh, I gotta help my friends is lost for a second, and that like lapse in mental acuity is when you get got.
Exactly. And also too, like, I know myself, if a friend of mine got I don't know if I can push through. I like watch a video of an old man like eating chicken pot pie for dinner, and like I start crying and like need to take a moment away from like reality, let alone like a friend being slashed to death. So I feel like it eventually would catch up to me, and yeah, I would need that moment, and that's the moment where he would get me too.
Okay.
Oh, yours is a painful death. I feel bad for the audience watching you.
It's impactful.
I mean, but you know, it's a sad role. It's a real role. Someone's got to go third. Someone's got to go fourth. And you kind of need to because then you really start to cheer for the remaining people. You're like, okay, like they got this. We hopefully have like the last body out of the way. Like we're going to really rally behind like the 1 or 2 people who are left. I'm willing to give that up.
Okay. Now, is there any chance that we can combine our slasher? None of us have taken anybody else's slot in this slasher flick. We can have the same movie, all of us together.
Okay.
Yes.
Evan just goes missing.
That's why you and I are probably out there, Connor.
That makes sense.
There we go. All right. Yep. So I'm summoned to Boston to go looking for Evan. Erin is there, and she's gathered together some more of Evan's acquaintances looking for him.
Okay, so this actually tracks because Leah will be first girl, because as she said, I got bad ankles.
Honestly, I think Joe Moynihan would be final girl.
Oh yeah, he'd live
Joe's
without a
final
doubt.
girl.
Okay.
I think him and Eva are gonna be the ones who make it.
Okay, excellent. I am glad, and I've sort of put myself into this position. I'm one of the morale losses that eventually takes Erin under. I'm one of the early ones. Like, oh, there's nothing weird going on here. Like, Evan's just somewhere. We just gotta find him. He's just missing, and his back hurts, and he doesn't have his phone. He's just not mobile right now. It's not like anybody's getting knifed.
I feel bad for you and Leah because when we watch the movie and it's when Moynihan gets got that Aaron's all like, "There's nothing to carry on for."
That's it. Yep. That's one because like
Mars looking at her like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? You've got me."
Leah's gone. I'm gone. Mars is still around, but then you've got the three Moynihans, and you're like, I can keep these siblings and my beloved together, and then you have to look in Eva's eyes and Joe's eyes and see the heartbreak of losing their brother, and that's what gets you. And that's when you just can't carry on.
And that's when you're split from your partner, and then you're too busy worrying about her. But it is also what got her and the remaining Moynihans out.
At the end of the day, I would happily be a sacrifice, I think, for that grouping of people. So I'm like,
this also makes sense that Mike didn't show up to this.
Yeah, Mike was late. He can coordinate the like distribution of the story. He can get all of it from Joe and Eva. They'll carry on our memories, and Mike will be there to like he could be a plot device. The start of the movie could be him like, whoa, slow down. So what happened? And then it goes into
Mike, throw that bottle into the sea. That was for him and no one else. And what's for us and the two listeners is our last question of the night, of the season, of the Happy Halloween.
Ooh, what's that? The clock
saving the best for last.
3.
You work at a staffing agency and Count Dracula himself drops off his resume. What type of job do you recommend him for? We had such a wonderful little narrative going here, and now it's like, well, fuck, man. The big guy's here at your day job.
Gotta shift gears. Okay. Yep. All right. Dracula. It obviously has a great many skills. A lot of them, I'm sure, not even vampire-based.
Yeah.
Mostly, I think my first concern are his limitations as a vampire. Nothing during the day, at least not out in public or near windows. We could keep him in a basement.
I'm wondering, do cannabis grow lamps affect him? Because those emulate the sun.
They do. I feel like the sun thing is not the light as much as like the purifying nature of the sun. I think no.
So I'm hearing Bud Tender is open.
I think Bud Tender might be on. Yeah, that's on the menu. I think.
All right. I'm percolating.
Okay. I see. Man, I was gonna say, we could get Dracula do like some work from home stuff. I don't think Zoom would pick him up. Like, if he can't be seeing in mirrors,
right?
I feel like I don't know the physics and the engineering behind cameras and everything enough to know whether there's a mirror somewhere in there.
I don't know, man. I'm sorry, but like cameras feel magic enough to me though that it could fly.
Well, because I feel like it's like you can't see a ghost, but you can capture them on film. Like you can take a picture and see like an orb or a spirit. So maybe Zoom would capture Dracula.
All right, Connor. I think the more important question is: do you want Dracula to be a Zoom boy? Do you want to see the Count on Hawaiian Shirt Friday dressed down with the fake Google beach background as he talks to you about the sales report of the week?
No, even if a video camera could pick him up, Dracula's also quite old, and I don't know for sure that he's computer literate.
That's a great point.
He's a very old dog, and these are very new skills.
All right, so what tricks is he doing?
He's got to be a translator. That's what I'm going with. We get this guy in a dusty old library, and there's some ancient texts. I bet he's got quite a few languages and old versions of them. He could be an expert on, gosh, I don't know. What do you reckon? Like 1800s is Dracula's original era?
Probably
17. Anyway, yeah.
No, I would go 1800s. I think that's when the Bram Stoker was set, because Quincy was an American with a gun.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with scholar as my official role for Dracula. He's gonna be a consultant on old tomes and like cultural context and translations.
Does he adjunct professorate every now and then?
He does, and he's got to move between universities. That's where he's getting his income and his income.
I love the idea that like every Halloween he dresses up as Dracula, and everyone's like, do you think he looked a little bit too good as Dracula?
Yeah, it's that like Riddler streak of he kind of wants to get caught. He kind of wants somebody to come at him with a stake, right? Like the good old days. So he does dangle the Dracula costume out in front of people. And he does that classic thing of like, oh, Dracula, yeah, we were gonna go to the faculty lounge after hours. You want to grab a drink? We've got some wine. Oh no, I don't drink wine. Okay, that's fine. We've got some seltzer too.
They're inviting him out for a meal. It's like, hey, we're gonna go get some steaks. Like, do you want to come? And he starts freaking out. It's like, oh, sorry, autocorrect, steaks.
Professor Dracula.
I think he'd be a hoot. I'd have a lot of fun stories, but also a lot of stories that really don't fit or make sense because, again, ancient. But he would be a hoot at the Christmas party.
I think he would.
I'm here for it.
I think he would be. I think it would need to be a very secular Christmas. He would be one of the first people to be like, no crosses. I don't want any Christianity in this Christmas party. Keep the Christ out of the faculty Christmas party.
Very fun. Very fun.
All right. What about you two? Where are you going? Dracula, he's got to take a career switch at some point, right? What are you recommending?
So, honestly, the more I think about this, I'm like, do I have a crush on Dracula? Because
yes.
I just
next
keep
question.
going
Yes.
back to like
I think if you don't, you're lying.
like he is so suave and put together and in theatrics and aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would make a fabulous bridal dress designer and or in-store consultant.
Yeah. I don't know if he could make a dress, but he could 100% sell the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And like he would find the veil and the shrug and gloves. Like he would find every last detail, because maybe I'm a little bit murky, but I feel like when he like kidnaps Mina and there's like about having her like fit into the castle and like really become like his bride, like he's already halfway there,
Yeah.
So I think he could pull together a stunning wedding look for someone. I could see him, just like in the dressing room, passing out champagne, finding all those beautiful finishing touches.
I love the idea of him, helping the groom out. I assume that he helps all people at this type of place, and he's like, oh, it's like we're going a little bit more casual. We're gonna ditch the vest. And Dracula slaps him across the face and then begins to read him the riot act on why a 3-piece suit is underdressed, let alone what this man is asking him for.
Yeah, and
when I
think,
was growing up, people had class.
I think I think to the suave insight too, and like that preternatural insight into a person and what they really want, and like how to get under their skin and like manipulate folks. I think he would also know, like, you don't actually want to go casual. After he yells at them about the 3-piece suit, he would know, like, you just lack the confidence to carry the sophistication. But your shoulders, like your collarbone, like you just need the right fit. And he would build them up into that suave, sophisticated image that they need to be.
Connor, you have no idea how like close to home you are. Like this has unearthed a memory in me. When I was like 12, I was getting my first suit at the Burlington Coat Factory, and the gentleman there was fitting me for it, and he said something along the lines of, "I have great proportions. You're built like a cross." And that compliment has stuck with me until 31 fuck off years. All right.
Nice.
Like, things like that work. And I do think you're right that the Count would just build you so high. Like you are 30 stories tall, my friend.
Yeah. And he could find people in like vulnerable positions, right? Like that insecurity is like, he's still a vampire. Right. Okay. Let's not forget. He does need to drink some people.
Oh yeah. He's going for the vulnerable people too.
Yeah. Yeah. And so after he wins their confidence, then he sucks them dry.
Very good.
The fitting room situation would be fraught though. He definitely need a Renfrey to like just do the like little tucks and nudges while somebody's in the mirror. Yeah,
otherwise,
you look over, no Drac.
Okay, very cool. All right. I guess I've got to take it home now. All right.
Bring it on.
I want to give you my logic of how I got to where I am. The knee-jerk reaction was the most base was phlebotomist. Because, of course, I love the idea of him just like you need to get a sample drawn, just a quick bite in the neck, and him just like squirting it out of the fangs like a fucking udder. That image is just hilarious to me.
It's a good answer.
But no,
it's maybe straightforward, but it's still a very good answer.
Too low of fruit though. The second thought that I had was along the idea of manipulation, where I think he'd make a really good crypto bro. I think he'd run a hell of a podcast that just mesmerizes just young men everywhere. But I think that's too diabolical even for him. And it's not.
And he's already made his money. He's got his money. He doesn't need it.
It's not accounting for all of his skills. And where I ended up landing, kind of like I must have had seeds of this germinating since last time around, because I think that Count Dracula would make the best ballroom dance teacher. He has the class, the outfit, he can sweep you off your feet, he knows how to do all of the footwork. Best part, when he's teaching in front of you, you can watch him or you can watch yourself in the mirror behind him, because here the lack of a reflection is a bonus.
I love that. I love that you've got an out Dracula. Like that this is part of his selling point is I'm a vampire and you can you will be able to watch your movements in a way that you never have before. Like brilliant.
Like the only teacher with centuries of experience. I'm trying to think of taglines for him. Like it's a business that will make itself. Like, it's too good. And like every time you think of Dracula, you think of lavish party scene, and yes, I think of him gliding across that floor.
Does he have like a specialty? Like, what is his favorite ballroom dance number? What is he special waltzes? Is he gonna throw us off with like a samba? What is Dracula's bread and butter on the dance floor?
Oh, that's fun. I like the idea of a bolero for him is instead of the matador and bull, it's the vampire hunter and himself. That's pretty fun. My heart of hearts says Viennese waltz. That's one of my favorite dances, but also it's the waltz, but fast. So like it takes so much more dexterity, and it's like there's something really engaging about watching just the alacrity with which people move with that one. That like there would be moments that they are off of the floor, but that's just the secret between him and his partner. And yeah, and I like it is 2024. We are supportive of people of all race, creeds, colors, persuasions, what have you. You know, vampires are here and about. They're part of society too.
Okay. All right, I'm with it. I'm glad that all dances are options for Dracula. Yeah. I don't see him being a snob. I see him being like having very specific opinions, but I'm sure he would master any dance before he judges it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is the spirit of vampirism that can be lost in other places, because it makes me think of the Interview with a Vampire that Lee is watching. And one of the vampires, like in the book, like he joined a goth band, and for the series that they're doing, they've updated it. He's in a glam rock band. And for the commercial, they I think it was like a music video they put out for it. And like that is the flavor of vampire that we need. Just bored playboys with way too much skill.
Very good. Yeah, I like for both of you. I think far more than for me. I'm glad that you brought back the refinement of Dracula. That I think so often, like especially with the sexy vampires stuff of nowadays, I think you lose that, and they just become very sexy people without having the like, kind of like Evan says, way too much money and endless time to rack up experience and education and refinement.
I don't think yours is lost with that. I think it's just a little bit buried, because he still has it all, but he doesn't get to show it as much. That's why he's a hoot at the Christmas party. Yeah, but yeah,
I still feel like there is like certain refinement in like academic fields. You know what I mean? Like he's still going to be respected in his profession, and I still think he can kind of turn that intelligence and that like wisdom, almost like maybe it's not physical refinement, but it's definitely still like mental, emotional, like outward refinement, just with his brain instead of his dance moves.
Yeah. Very well spoken.
Yeah, there are a lot of politics in academia, and I think that's where a lot of that would shine. It would be very effortless, very smooth, very fluid, but like people would walk away from a conversation with him realizing 2 hours later he had insulted them deeply, and like not understanding how they had given his department so much extra funding.
Yeah. I'm just imagining that he always teaches in a 3-piece suit, and the only difference is in the summer courses he takes off the jacket and rolls up the sleeves. And everyone's always like, man, how is he not sweltering in that? Like his blood must be ice.
Excellent.
So I guess that's it. We've made it to the end of the podcast. You didn't need to listen to this far, but you did, and we're grateful for it. Grateful to you guys for another wonderful Halloween episode. It's annual now, baby. Holy cow. That's fun.
Right. Look at us go.
Yeah, if you want to get your ooks and spooks on with us, you can send us an email with your questions, and or answers or just spam at
lemonanswers@gmail.com. Please don't send us spam.
That is lemonanswers@gmail.com. If you want to see dumb memes or our dumb faces or get parasocial with us, we do have all of the social medias at.
The answer is lemon. Wherever your local social media is provided.
Hell yeah. Happy Halloween. Love you. Bye.
Treat